What's going on, everybody? It's Fearless here, and today we are making a Detroit type beat from scratch in Ableton. Now, Detroit is my hometown. I actually grew up in a city fairly close to Detroit, so that means that we're gonna have to go extra hard on this one and bring the heat. So if you guys are ready, let's jump in and get going. Let's start with the piano, and I got the LA Custom Studio pulled up in Keyscape right here. So we're gonna shoot for 152 BPM and do D major. All right, so I'm turning on our scale here and we have it set to D major, and this is gonna make it super easy for us to cook up. Now, this melody is gonna be very simple, you're gonna see here, but it's gonna be very dope and sound amazing. Let's start on a G here. All right, we actually need to make it a little bit faster than that, so let's go ahead and half everything here. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm talking about, super fast. So we could just copy that over a bunch of times, and let's see how this is sounding. So I'm gonna do this one more time and try starting on a different note, but it's gonna be pretty much the same exact pattern. This is exactly what you wanna go for. Just play around until you're happy with how it sounds. All right, so I'm gonna save this and copy it over, but I'm definitely gonna go in here and try again. Let's start on D this time instead of G. Here's the first one versus this one. Yeah, right away, this one sounds way better to me, so go ahead and try this a couple times until you find the best one that you can. All right, so now that we have that, what I want to do is just duplicate this up one octave just to make the sound a little fuller. And I might turn down these velocities on top just a little bit altogether right here. So we're gonna go ahead and move on now. I wanna go ahead and get a bass stab sound. You hear a bass stab in a lot of these melodies. So I wanna find a piano that sounds good in a lower octave and gives us that really dope stabbing effect. And we're gonna be using the Addictive Keys grand piano for this one. This one just has a really nice punchy stabbing sound when you get into those lower octaves. That works really well for these beats. And guys, if you have any Focusrite audio interfaces like the Scarlett Solo or any of those ones, you can actually get Addictive Keys for free. All right, so that's what we're gonna go for, but let's go ahead and find a different note that can sound better. You know, I'm thinking D is gonna be better for this one. Let's test it out. Yeah, I see how that immediately works better, so don't just go for the note that you went ahead and started with on this one, because on this, for instance, we started on a D, but as you could hear, it sounded better when we went down to the B. So play around with that until you can get the best sound for your bass stab. And I think what we're gonna do for the second half is go down a couple notes. So let's play with this a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna throw on Decapitator here. We're just gonna push up the drive a little bit here. That sounds dope. And I'm also going to turn off this auto so it doesn't auto gain stage for us. Turn the volume all the way up. And now I'm going to play with the tone here to make it either brighter or darker. So I think somewhere right about halfway in here. And that might be a little much, so let's back it off a little bit. What I did is I actually dragged the length back on these just a little bit so it accentuates more when it ends and the next stab comes in. Because remember, we're using this as a stabby sort of a sound, so it accentuates it a lot more to leave a little gap between them. It's sounding like this now. Yeah, we're gonna turn this reverb down a lot too. Yes, sir. This is the classic sound you hear in a lot of Detroit type beats right here. But we're gonna turn this down quite a bit here. One thing I've been doing lately is going to my melody group here and putting on an EQ and then just dropping the lows out right here. And then when I'm happy with that, I can go ahead and click this a couple times, and over here it's gonna pop up, and I can just automate this off and on. So during the drop, I'm gonna have this on, but during the intro, when the 808 isn't playing, I'm gonna have it off by default, and that saves me some time so I don't have to go through each one and EQ them. And if I remember correctly, this one has the bionic perk in here, right? Yeah, okay, perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and grab that. I'm thinking this everyday one. I love this one, man. All right, at this beginning, I just want to do a little bit of a triplet roll. So let's get that going. Oh yeah, we gotta throw this scratch in here. I need one of the little zappy things. I think that's the only sound that... Oh, wait, hold on. Let's check perks. Yeah, this one right here. Yo, if you put the effect tricks on your hi-hats and you drag this tonal delay all the way across, there's this dope preset called Resotonic right here. And I like to turn this mix up just a little bit more, somewhere like right there, and it makes your hi-hat sound even crispier. All right, let's see what 808s are in this kit as well. Ooh, that's the one right there, Ritual. Let's go. We're gonna crank this bad boy down quite a bit. And if you're wondering, this audio effect track is from the Blizzard Storm drum kit, but I do have a free one on the website. It just doesn't have all of these knobs and stuff. It's called the Spins Effect Rack, and there's gonna be a link for it in the description below if you wanna grab it. Basically what it is, it's an effect rack with an EQ and a saturator built in. And what I love about this saturator is you can transform the transient and how your 808 sounds. So for us, you can just use the thumb knob, but if you're getting the free one on the website, you'll have to manually do this bass knob right here. But yeah, man, it's amazing. And we'll just copy down this piano stab right here so that we know what notes are in our zone here. We're obviously gonna have to take them up a couple octaves. Change this back to white. Let's see how this sounds. Yeah, that sounds dope right there. Let's go. Let's go ahead and copy this over a few times now. And what we might do is switch it up a little bit on this second half right here. So I might take out like a bunch of these different perk sounds. Let's go ahead and take some of these out right now. I'll probably leave this stop and I'll have this DJ scratch come out. I don't want it to play too often because it sounds too dope. It sounds too dope. When you have a lot of dope perks like that, you don't want to overwhelm the beats with them. And honestly, we could even simplify this 808 too. Let's just honestly make it like just following the bass line, really. Let's try it like this. Yeah, there we go. And I'm gonna discolor this so that we know. Let's make it blue. We'll just copy this over really quick. So this second half will be a little bit different. I want to bring in one of those triangle sounds as well on this second half. Gotta have a triangle in these type of beats. And this is pretty much just gonna follow that snare. Let's just find one more FX sound for this part of the beat. All right, we can go ahead and copy this over one more time. Let's go ahead and throw a kick in here, but we're going to do something different with it. All right, back to the Lost Treasure kit. Yeah, that one's pretty punchy. I think this will work really nice, but let's go ahead and turn this down a little bit here. And then we're going to go ahead and put on triplets here. Let's go ahead and turn it on 8 so we can see this better. And we're just going to have it kind of play like this. Yes, okay, so it's going to be like this. Awesome, that sounds pretty dang cool. Yeah, down to octave sounds better. All right, guys, I went into the envelope here in my MIDI clip, and I went to track panning, and I just panned it up to the right, just maybe 9%, just a little bit, so it feels like it's moving to the side. Just gives it some movement. All right, let's go ahead and put it right here. I want to put another one in here as well. Let's just pull this out back even further here. And as you see, we went up a little bit more on this one, about 18% instead of that 9, so just doubling it. As I'm listening back to this, I think we should go ahead and speed up the BPM because it does seem a little slow, especially when that piano melody is playing. So if we just turn this up, maybe we try like 160. Or maybe we even go all the way up to 170 and see how that sounds. Okay. See, that sounds way better to me. Like, it speeds it up completely, and it sounds more like a T Grizzly, kind of a Detroit beat. So when we have our beat switch up here, I want to use a second snare. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this down, and then we're just going to delete all of the ones in between here. All right, something like that. Now let's go ahead and find a snare to use. And I really like this one. I think we should use this one in here. Yeah, that snare sounds way better with the triangle to me. And also sped up like that, it just goes way crazier. I'm glad we did that. So believe it or not, in this Lost Treasure drum kit, we actually had a triangle. I totally forgot about that until just now. But when I listened back to it, it sounds a lot more crisp than the one we picked out earlier. So we're definitely going to use this one instead. And something I want to do is kind of fade it out when it plays. So first, let's go ahead and turn it back down quite a bit here. And then what we're going to do is turn this fade out up completely. And we're going to play with this length to get it to fizzle out at the perfect time with that snare. That sounds way better to me. And since this is a Detroit beat, we have to use the iconic bass stab. So I've actually made a Detroit bass pluck from scratch before. I have a video on it too, but if you guys want to download this for free, there's a link in the description below. You can go to our website and download this completely for free. And listen to how dope it sounds. And you can go ahead and play with how it sounds by using these knobs that I put here. But I like how it sounds right off the bat. And I'm just going to go ahead and copy down the MIDI from our bass stab here. Let's go ahead into here. And now what we're going to do is maybe we'll just add another note. So maybe we go like this. Yeah, but we also need to go up an octave. Maybe we do it right here too. And we're going to duplicate our bass pluck over the whole time. Let's go ahead and get these levels right now. right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and mix this up, and then we're going to take a listen to the final result. And also, let me know in the comments below, would you guys like to see a new mixing tutorial on how I mix these kinds of beats from start to finish? If you do, I'll go ahead and make one really soon. But besides that, guys, remember that a lot of these sounds that we used were in the Lost Treasure drum kit, which you can find on our website, linked below. So if you want to grab that one like has pretty much everything. I just always go back to that one. It's such a beast of a drum kit. And don't forget to grab that Detroit pluck sound. That one is free as my gift to you guys. You just have to have Ableton and you don't need any other plugins. It works off of the stock plugin, so that's amazing as it is. And besides that, guys, let's jump in and hear this beat.